Greetings, brothers and sisters. So, a lot of people have been sending me the free Britney stuff. um, I don't feel like covering it today, but I've been covering it, so I'm kind of on the hook to just go through the conclusion of this thing. And so, as I've been saying in my other videos, going to give some days off, most likely coming up. If not, days off, but less content being produced. Give my voice a chance to rest and some other things I need to get done. And so that'll give people a chance to catch up on the Journey series, which people have been saying, it's just 2 hours a day of videos. They just can't keep up with it. And so instead of like skipping through it, it's better to watch all of it, like for those of you who are interested in it. And I have other videos on my other channel I just put up. And I'm reposting. They demonetized the video that I put out last night about war and JoJo Magoo, and I'm just reposting that sometime today, maybe before this video. I don't know. No, probably after. And that video is going to be I put new footage in there. They said there was graphic footage, and I was just using news footage. But anyways, not important. So let's get to it here. Britney Spears burst into tears upon hearing judge's decision to suspend Jamie. Now, I heard he was bugging her house, like possibly had microphones in her bedroom, was listening into her. I mean, there were some things that were coming out which were, really creepy. Obviously, he was benefiting financially from his daughter. So this is, I guess he's possibly an alcoholic and just a real one of these parent to the stars. I mean, this is, being covered here. Britney Spears fired suspended as her conservator, judge rules. So it's financially based, and Britney's free Britney activists. They're activists feel vindicated with Jamie Spears' suspension as conservator. It's a miracle. It's what she deserves. Her light will shine more brightly now. Look at these guys, right? It's a miracle, right? It's a miracle. It's a Britney Spears miracle. So let's go to her Instagram, and here it is. On cloud nine right now. First time flying a plane. Who let Britney fly a plane? And first time in a prop plane. If you're going to fly a plane, you got to go with the prop one first. Jeez, I was scared. Well, I'm scared too. Jeez, I was scared. Psst, bring in the ship home, JL. I guess that's her boyfriend. Stay classy, beautiful people. New pics coming soon. Hearts. Fly free, you sweet little birdie. This is your moment, Brit. Live your life. You are free. Have never been happier for anyone. Well, that's a sad statement. Free Britney. Reborn. New pics with a wink. Love the sass. Land on your parents and your sister. Well, that went dark quick. Free Britney's Instagram now. We are so excited for you. Fly free, Queen. I'm so happy for your voice was finally heard. All right. There's another pic here. There's a prop plane. Wow, she's over some tropical waters. Where is she? I thought she was in California. I don't know. But anyways. And then before that, she's doing her modeling. It's really crazy, guys. I watched a little bit of the last documentary, and I must say, I scratched my head a couple of times. She's a head scratcher. She had to scratch it. It itched from the documentary. I really try to disassociate myself from the drama. Number one, that's the past. Well, that's true. Number two, could the dialogue get any classier? Number three, wow, they used the most beautiful footage of me in the world. What can I say? The effort on their part, wow. Since it's such a kind world, I say the Rose Project did stick. I don't think it stuck with anybody else. Britney's got this thing called the Rose Project. Kind of creepy. Anyways, there's a free Britney. What's with the repost? We know this isn't you. This isn't Britney. Free her. This isn't Britney. Give her Instagram back. Exactly. Don't take her Instagram. Don't take her Instagool. So Britney is, kind of free, right? And so let's see. There's some other celebrities here. There is Amanda Bynes is also somebody with a conservatorship. Let's check in to see how Amanda Bynes is doing here. She's with her she's with her new boyfriend named Paul, which we saw, and it looks like Amanda's going through some changes. Got a rabbit tattoo on her ankle. She's got that neat. She's rocking that neat jet black hair color. He's got the blonde thing going there. Little dye job. All right. Well, she doesn't look like she's doing this. Free Amanda. And then let's check in on Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry's looking spry. That was a celebrity world treating these guys. Here he is smoking a cigarette, pouring his Starbucks coffee into the back seat for some reason. There he is. Oh wow, these celebrities aren't doing so well in the. He's got another. The guy's keeping the lights on at Starbucks. He's helping out the Starbucks employees, the baristas. Jay Leno admits comedians have to adapt their jokes to fit cancel culture. Well, they don't have to, right? But they will because it's the cancel culture. And the thing about the cancel culture is the people that are pushing to suppress other people's beliefs, which is what this is about. I covered this extensively in my video on Apocalaughsnow from yesterday, if you haven't seen it. And so it ties into all the stuff I'm doing with the journey thing and all the rest of my recent videos, and certainly this one, is that the cancel culture people are just bad people. They're horrible people. They're not nice inside. It's artificial. They're just faking their beliefs, right? It's a bunch of people who are saying this is what we all should believe, but they don't believe it themselves. They just don't want to be on the outside of it, right? They don't believe it in their hearts. They're not nice, kind people in their hearts. They just want to, shut everyone else down. And so, with comedians doing what Jay Leno's saying, he's always been a sellout. And, I saw a Jay Leno show years and years ago, back in the 80s when he was really popular. And he came out after the show, which I thought was kind of cool at the time. And he shook everyone's hand as they left, like he was, just a short way away. This is before he had the Tonight Show and, he used to be on David Letterman. He was a popular comedian. But he would go out and talk to all of his, the people that came out to see him, which I thought was kind of cool at the time. But then I realized he's a politician, right? He was doing that to build a fan base. It wasn't somebody who was sincere. And his jokes suck. I mean, he was funnier in the beginning, and then he just got, sucky, right? He, on the Tonight Show, I mean, that whole thing, the Johnny Carson level comedy. And so, but the comedians, when they start, adhering to this cancel culture, which most of them have, then there's no more comedy, right? Comedy is supposed to go against the masses. It's supposed to, push the limits or whatever. NBA says players who miss games due to local vaccination mandates will not be paid for those games. And so there's two players that I've been covering on the other channel, Kyrie Irving and Andrew Wiggins, who don't want to get vaccinated. But in the places they play in Brooklyn and in San Francisco, they have vaccine mandates, so they can't play half their games. So they're basically going to be taking back half of their salaries. So it came out the NBA's players union had it so that NBA players had the choice of whether to get vaccinated or not. But it's, not really a choice because they can't play in a lot of games. Then the media's been hounding these guys, right? The media's been pressuring them. I show you that. You can watch that in the other video. And, it's not about vaccinations. It's about that, freedom of choice is something that's disappearing, right? The cancel culture is all a big part of that. Everyone's going to have to adopt beliefs that they don't believe in internally. In the Heartfulness meditation that I do, right? You have to be sincere of what you have on the inside. Like you want your insides and your outsides, to be congruent, right? To be a reflection. Your insides are a reflection of your outsides. But if you're putting out a false face, a false brand, like on social media, what people do, but inside you're a horrible person, but you pretend to be nice, then there's issues there. because you're not true to who you are. You're not honest. And it's a time for honesty. And so, this isn't really about the vaccine as much as it is there's an agenda and everyone has to go with the agenda. And so in this case, the NBA has now made it so that the unvaccinated players are basically under house arrest. They can't go out unless it's to pick their kids up at school or to get groceries. Otherwise, they're supposed to stay in their houses. They can't go out to big social like bars and clubs and things in their hometown. When they're on a road game, they have to stay in the hotel. And so they are, like I said, it's almost like house arrest. And when they're in the locker room, they're segregated from the other players. Their locker is on one side, and their players, the players who did get vaccinated, are on the other. And now they're not going to pay them for any games that they miss. So in reality, the pressure is just going to mount until they cave or they quit or whatever it is, because it's like you can't do your job if you are, if you're not vaccinated. So they're saying you have the choice, but you don't really have the choice, right? There's a, mounting pressure, and every day it's a new story of the, mounting pressure. So then there's this. I guess this was from 3 months ago. Stephen Colbert has got a segment called The Vaccine, and he's really doing it. He's getting into it. Vaccine! Kablowie! All right, we see ya. Look at these guys in their cool silver shoes and all of it. And look at him go. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him dance. He's got. I don't know what you're doing as a comedian. You got dancing skills, bro. The way you're walking there in rhythm like a robot. I mean, look at him do the robot. Do the robot. Yes, exactly. Here we go. Whoa, yes. There they are. There's the stage they've set up here for, comedy isn't dead. Let's just say this. This is some brilliant comedic material here. So it's just about to finish up this video, and I saw this on Facebook, this awesome picture of a seahorse taking advantage of these masks that are ending up in the ocean. And free Britney, free seahorses. And so I guess it's going to make that into a home or something. But anyways, nature will ultimately prevail. And so what you're watching now is what it looks like when empires collapse. I mean, that's what's happening here. There's a global empire, there's an American empire, and it's collapsing under the weight of its own depravity and immorality. When you don't align yourself with God and your soul's path and the divine principles, when you go against nature, I mean, this is, fundamental heartfulness teachings. When you go against the divine current, right? And I've talked about how, in my Journey series, that villains often are saints, right? There are people who are villains who are often saints, higher developed souls, so they're playing a role. So that is what it is, to, create change, bring about, whatever there needs to be in the divine drama. But when your whole system goes against the current, the divine current, then there's a problem, right? Eventually, there is corrective measures that are given on a spiritual level. The divine forces, the forces of nature, are trying to bring things back to a pristine state, right? And you have a lot of people who, they have, I guess, some active, they call these Britney Spears, Free Britney Army activists, right? And so, that's their level of being able to try to change something. A celebrity who is being, her money was getting looted from her and she had her mental issues or whatever it is. But it just doesn't matter, right? This is an empire that's in free fall. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalaughs and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.